September the 9th, 2003, and I'm interviewing Mrs. Newman. And we should be all right. Your mother died in 19...
My mother died in 1933. I was 20.
Yeah.
I was working at Colville's then, so I should think it was about 1930 I started at Colville's. Yes.
Yes. So who was there then? It would be...
Oh no, if I put that list in,
Did you put
that
that?
I've come without it.
Well, never mind. You can remember it. Shall
If
I'll pass your
bag.
bag.
I'll just have a look. It doesn't
There we
matter.
go.
I can
Doesn't
remember
matter.
them.
It doesn't matter if you
No, I can
hesitate.
remember.
We don't mind.
That's I had to ask Mary Louise to go into the shop and get me. Wait, no, I haven't brought it. I've left it behind, but I'll tell you.
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Now then, the cook I was under was Mrs. Martin.
Yes. Was she a Bampton lady?
Funny enough, she was an Aston woman, which I couldn't remember when. Must have been very small when she lived in Aston.
Yes, you didn't know that.
Mrs. Martin, and her husband was the butler.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Mary McGee, she married, now what was his name? A Townsend, Albert Townsend's son. They used to keep the pub on the bridge.
Yes, then they were in the Elephant and Castle then.
That's right.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes. And there was, I've got to think, Topsy Hudson. She was a Bampton person.
Now, Topsy Hudson must be related to the Townsends.
Yes.
Yes.
Brother to... No, he was the driver of the lorry, the cattle lorry, not the coal lorry, the cattle lorry, because he moved me when I married, and I was only in Dry Sandford about 14 months.
Yes.
I married in 1938, and I had my son the year war was declared in 1939.
Yes.
That was February I was married, 38.
Yes.
April Brown was born in 1939. I moved to Dry Sandford, and when he was 4 months old, my husband was called up in the middle of August.
Yes.
Called up. And my father came over from Aston, and he asked me what I would like to do, and I said, well, I haven't made many friends, so I said I would like to come back home, being that I hadn't got a mother.
Yes.
And it was company for him.
Yes.
So that's what I did.
So you came back to Aston then?
Yes, I came back to Aston.
Yes.
And I've been there ever since.
Yes.
Then there was, let me think, I've got to think now.
Yeah.
Mary McGee, Topsy Hudson, Olga Sutcliffe. Now, do you remember her?
No, I don't remember that. You don't even remember the name there.
No.
No.
You remember Mrs. Temple? She lived at the lodge.
Yes.
Well, she used to come in if there was a lot of help required.
Like if there was a party or something like that.
That's right.
Yes, yes.
Then it would be her sister-in-law, her brother's wife, that was right, from Chadlington.
Yes.
Elsie Fair.
Yes.
She was there.
Yes.
I think she did some of the house upstairs. Ladies' maid or something she did.
Yes.
I can't quite remember.
Yes.
And then there was I wish I'd have brought the list.
Don't worry, we will get there. We'll remember it in time.
Elsie Fair.
Were any of the Shergolds there?
Oh yes, Francis.
Francis. Now he was later. He was the groom, wasn't he? Later.
He was the undergroom. Mr. Temple was the head one.
Okay. Yeah.
Francis was the under one.
Yes.
Russell Knight was the head chauffeur.
Yes.
And then Mr. Temple, he used to, that's when the cars were allowed to take us out twice a year for outings.
So that was special
yes,
staff
twice
outing.
a year.
Yeah.
And he used to drive one car, the chauffeur used to drive the other.
Where did you used to go?
I can't remember. We used to go all over the place.
Did you?
I can't remember that.
Did you go to the seaside?
I think we must have done.
Yeah.
I think we went more or less really out in the country to see the parks and that, if I
Yes.
remember right. We used to
Yes.
have picnics.
Yes.
She was a very kind lady.
Was she?
Oh,
That's
very
Mrs.
nice
Mrs.
family.
Colville. Yes,
Yeah.
everybody speaks well of her.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah.
I can't think of. I know there was 2 or 3 other girls. I can't think. I know Phyllis Clark. She came when one of the girls left. She was my next door neighbour when I
Was
was
she?
a girl. Yes.
Well, Francis's wife Mary, but she was cook. But I think she was cook at the other manor house, or perhaps you don't remember her.
No, I think that she must have left when I left.
Yes. Oh, that's Roy's wife, Mary.
Yes.
That's right. And then there was Francis's wife Anne.
Yes. Well, no, she took over. I think after when Mrs. Colville died, and I think
Oh, right.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
after I left.
Yes. So who was in the house? Was it Mrs. Colville and was it Major or was it Colonel?
Colonel Colville.
Colville.
Yes, and the 2 lads, but they were at boarding school.
Yes, so it's Robert and John.
Robert and John.
And they were away most of the time.
Yes,
weren't they?
but I can remember them because I used to help the cook, you see, get the ingredients and everything ready for her to do these things.
Yeah.
And I know when they used to come in the morning to go back to school, they always used to thank us for their tuck boxes.
Did they?
Yes.
Yes. So did you make nice tuck boxes for them?
Oh yes, lovely fruit cakes and things like that to take back. They were lovely boys.
Were they?
I preferred really John. He was
Did you?
lovely looking.
I never met him.
Oh, he's lovely looking.
Was he? Yeah.
Lovely looking.
Yeah.
And very smart. But you're taping this, so I don't know.
It's all right. We can cut out bits you don't want in. So don't worry about
Because
it.
the cook used to say to, well, the butler really used to say, now come here, Nellie, and have a look at Master Robert. He used to be waiting for the Swindon bus. He'd have odd socks on, perhaps his heels, a great hole in his heels. Always used to stand there with his hands in his pockets. Oh, he was untidy.
Let's see.
But John, he was immaculate.
Yes.
Lovely, and he used to have curly hair, just like his father.
Yes.
The other one was more like Robert, was like his mother.
Yes.
But mine, she wasn't. She was always a lady in her dress and that.
Yes.
But features
Yes.
and build and that.
Yes. Well, Grace told me that she used to help her dress for dinner,
Yes.
and that she dressed for dinner right until the last days of
Yes.
her life.
Yes.
Yes. And
She was a
helped her.
lovely lady. She never interfered with anyone.
Yes.
She never interfered. My job, if you would like to know what I
Yes.
did.
Yes, please.
Well, every morning, apart from Saturday, I was down at 5:30. Because when I first started, it was an old-fashioned range, but that had to be cleared out, polished.
You polished it with black lead.
Yes, yes. Light the fire.
Yeah.
But after I got that going, put the kettle on.
Yeah.
I had to make the tea, take the cup of tea up. I didn't have one myself because I never drink tea. I like coffee. And the other girls used to come down then round about between 6 and 5:30.
Yeah.
But in my time then, after I'd had my cup of tea, I used to have to go in, do it was their sitting room and breakfast room as well, but I used to have to do the sitting room, set the breakfast table,
Yes.
and then I used to get all the stuff out, or what would you say, I can't think.
What, the house cleaning stuff, was it? Or
No, it was for the table, there's a name.
oh, the cutlery, the napier.
That's right, I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
All ready for her
Yes.
to get ready, the cook. She used
Yeah.
to come down.
Yeah.
She used to get the stuff out, and I used to perhaps, if we had, it wasn't very often we had mushrooms or anything like that, but I used to get the plates and that all out, and all the implements like the frying pan or that what she
All
had
ready
to
for the
use.
breakfast.
Yes. Used to fry the breakfast, get it all ready, and then I used to take it in. We all used to sit down to breakfast. Then we
So did you have a big breakfast every day?
Oh yes, lovely breakfast.
Did you?
Oh, lovely food we had.
Did you?
Sometimes it was cold bacon. Do you know that was my best meal for breakfast?
Was it cold
My
bacon?
favourite. With Worcestershire
Worcester sauce.
Worcester sauce over it. I used to love that.
Yes.
But after we'd finished, I had to clear away, tidy it up, wash all their breakfast
Well,
things.
when were the family fed? Did you feed
Well,
them?
I'll tell you now.
Oh, right. I'm interfering.
And then I used to have to get the sitting room, well, we used to call it the sitting room and the dining room, all that straight. And then I had to start over again. I had to scrub the kitchen table, scrub the kitchen floor. Yes. Then I used to have to get all the stuff out ready for the breakfast, because they used to come down between 9 and past.
Yes.
And they used to have, that's what made me think of kidneys, bacon, and all the different things.
I'm sitting here with my mouth open, you know, because I think of most breakfasts these days, it might be a couple of bits of toast
Yes, I know.
and a bowl of cereal, and they
Yes.
have these huge
Oh,
meals.
yes. And toast.
They weren't fat though, were they?
Oh, no, no, no. But after that was done, that was nothing to do with me. The butler
Yeah.
and the other girls used to come in and see to all that. But my side then was to wash up all that again, and then I had to get orders from the cook. But in front of my hotel, when Mrs. Colonel Colville had finished breakfast, she used to come out about 10 o'clock
Yes.
and give orders to the cook what she would like. And then it was my turn then. I had to get the vegetables, whatever she laid.
You got the vegetables from the gardener?
Oh, yes, yes. But no, he used to bring them in.
Right.
I can see the basket with the handle and, you know,
Yes.
I can remember that.
Lovely vegetables they'd
Yeah,
be.
beautiful. Used to grow their own new potatoes and all.
Yeah.
Beautiful it was. Well, I used to have to prepare whatever vegetables was required for the lunch and for evening meal.
Yes.
Yes. And then, after I'd done that, well, it was nearly dinner time. I used to have to help with the cooking.
Yes.
Cook used to tell me different things. And then, of course, after that was finished, they had lunch first.
Yeah.
And then what the remains we had.
Yeah.
Didn't matter if it was a roast, we had all of it brought back to our servants' hall.
Yes.
Then after that was done, I had to clear all that away, wash up again. Then it was time for me to prepare vegetables for the evening.
Where did the hot water come from? From the kitchen range?
Oh yes,
Hmm.
from the kitchen.
That was on the tap.
Yes, and the ice.
Yeah.
That we've got no refrigerators. When I first went there,
Yeah.
there was a little place. It wasn't an old place. It was a nice shed. I had to walk about as far as from here, I suppose, to the front door there.
Yes.
And it was huge sacks. I think it came in twice a week of ice blocks.
Yeah.
And that's where the food was all put to keep.
I wonder where they came from.
I don't know. I can't remember.
No.
It used to come in a big lorry, I
Did
remember.
it? Yes.
Yes, I can remember that.
So that was before the fridge. So you had a
Yes.
special shed full of
Oh,
ice
yes.
blocks.
Yes. Then, of course, there was refrigerators and all that. And then after the kitchen range was put away, and I had a nice, Agar,
Yes.
and it was cream.
Yes.
Now, instead of me having to clean the kitchen range, the chauffeur came in and done that, and he just used to shake it as soon as he came in the morning, and that was about a tablespoonful of white dust.
Yes.
That was all.
So it was a really efficient
Oh,
burner.
and it was lovely for me because I
Was
didn't
it?
have.
You didn't have that mucky job.
Oh no, lovely clean soapy water.
Yeah.
Just wipe over
Yes.
it.
You must have been so pleased
Oh, it
with
was
that.
lovely. It was.
Yeah.
I had a bit more time, I think.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was
But
wonderful.
did you still come in at 5 o'clock?
No, I stayed a little bit later. I think it was 5:30 then I got up.
And when did your day finish?
Wow, finish. They entertained quite a lot. Sometimes I managed to get to bed about 11 o'clock. But if they had parties, sometimes there was 3 or 4 chauffeurs that had brought the guests. And
Yes.
they
So you
sat
were
there.
looking after them?
Oh yes, yes. The latest I should think would be about midnight when we all went to bed.
Did you mind?
Well, no, funny enough, I was young, I suppose I didn't
Yes.
mind.
Yes, you just took it as the norm.
That's right.
And was it fascinating for you?
Oh, it was.
Yes. Tell me about the parties.
Oh,
Because I asked Grace about the parties, but she didn't say much. She just said they had parties.
oh yes. Well, I know they had people nettle beds, nettle folds.
Nettlefold. They lived at the manor house.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, was it the nettle folds that lived here?
They lived in Bampton Manor House.
Oh well, then there was another lot that I used to say the nettle. Couldn't it be? There was a big house where the school is now, Coathorpe. Now I
Oh,
can't,
was there up there?
but I can't remember those people.
That's Buscott Lodge, isn't it?
I know they had one daughter, Penelope,
Yes.
but I can't think of their surnames.
Well, Robert said that before he went to school, and he went to school I think the age of 9, he said they used to share a governess with one or two of the other families in the village.
Oh yes.
That's what Major Colville said.
Yes.
Yes, but you may not remember that.
No, I don't remember that.
Yes, but he went away to school I think at the age of 9.
Yes, I used to remember where John went. It was beginning with C, I think. Is there any big schools?
I think they went first to a school. Their prep school was in Worthing, and then they went, I think, to Westminster School.
Oh.
I think I've got it right.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, it's so far back
Yes,
now.
I
I can't
know.
remember all of it.
Tell me, because you got up to lunchtime and washing up and clearing up after lunch. Then what happened in your day, your average day?
Well, I suppose at a time to sit.
Oh, you did.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Because I remember I used to do a lot of this because I was courting then,
Yeah.
and I know I used to do a lot of pullovers.
Did you?
Yes.
What, for your young man?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
They
Yes.
don't do that anymore, do they?
No, I used to knit.
Yes.
Yes. And then my half day was on a Thursday.
Yes.
Out at 4 o'clock,
Yes.
back in at 10.
So a whole beautiful 6 hours.
One Sunday a fortnight.
Yeah.
The second Sunday out at 11 o'clock, back at 5 to 1 to help cook, dish up the lunch.
Yes.
But it was normal the same time for the long Sunday, the same as Thursday.
Yes.
Out at 4
Yes.
and back at 10.
Yes.
I remember at the fair, Bampton Fair, we were allowed to go out,
Yes.
but we were always had orders to go in when the head ones were ready to go in.
Yes.
Because we were.
So you kept an eye on each other.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yes. Then twice a year we had outings, as I told you.
Yes.
We were allowed out.
Yeah.
And that was nice.
Yes. Lovely.
Then for Christmas we had to work really hard getting the stuff all ready, well, a week or long before that, the cooking myself.
Yes.
She was doing the most of it,
Yes.
but I was doing all the dirty,
you were the helper.
Yes.
Yeah.
All getting all the stuff ready. But Christmas Day, we had a lovely Christmas lunch. But as I say, it was very, very busy. But Boxing Day was our day off.
Yes.
We had the whole, well, I was thinking I was here.
Yes. You imagine it so
yeah.
well. Yeah.
We had the big, now what did they call that room? I forget now, but it was floor like this.
A wooden floor. Was that the
Yeah.
studio? Was it the one called
That's
the studio?
right,
Yes.
the studio. And we could have their friends,
Yes.
and there was a dance put on for us.
With a band?
I can't, must have had a band.
Yes.
Must have had something, yes.
Tell me, how many staff were there altogether? Can you remember?
Well, when I was there, it was Olga Sutcliffe, Mary McGee, Topsy Hudson, Elsie Fair, Mrs. Temple used to help, like myself. I should put myself last, but I must put myself, or else I can't remember it all. That was 6.
Yeah.
I should think there was about 8 girls altogether.
Yes. And then there would be the grooms and the
Oh,
gardeners.
they were there all the time.
Yes. Oh, I see.
Yeah, they were there permanent.
Yes, they lived in.
That's right.
And
well, all of us lived in.
You did all live in.
Oh yes, we all had our rooms.
Yes.
Yes, because.
Was your room nice?
Oh yes, I was going to say. I should imagine it would have been about. Of course, time flies, so it must have been. Oh, quite. I wonder how old the girl would be of Roberts.
No. Well, the boys finish university, so he must be. She must be 20 something.
What, the girl?
Yes, I think so.
Oh well, then that's a bit longer then, because this was when. Do you know Libby Calvert?
Yes.
Well, I worked for her, you see, for a number of years.
Did you? Yes.
Yes, I practically brought her 2 boys up.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, she was asked if she would be kind enough to do a bedspread for this girl's bed.
She does patchwork, doesn't
Yes.
she? Yes.
She wasn't very old,
Ah.
and at the same time she asked if she would be allowed to take me.
Yes.
And she said, I know you would remember her. And he said, who might that be? And she said, well, she was Nellie Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he said, bring her. Yes. And as soon as I got there,
Yeah.
he shook hands with me and he said, now look, he said, if you would like to go over the house and find your bedroom, you can.
Wasn't that lovely?
It was a bit spooky because
Was
I
it?
know it was all, shut up. A lot of the rooms
Yes.
hadn't been used.
Did
Yes.
you find it spooky back then?
Well, I did. There was 2 nasty things that was played on me with one of the girls. It was Lily Simpson. I didn't mention her. She
Oh.
came from Langford.
Yes.
And Mrs. Colville had got a grey German dog, a curly dog, and it was called Stephen.
Yeah.
Well, believe me, this girl could say, Stephen, now lie down, shut your eyes, dead. Do you know that dog would lie down, shut his eyes? Well, she did this trick on me in my bed. It was my duty every evening to go up, turn the beds down,
Yes.
put the hot water bottles in.
Yeah.
Well, we used the back stairs.
Yeah.
But the first room was Olga Sutcliffe's. Go through, 2 of the young girls, they shared a bed. But my room, I had to go up 2 steps, and there was a, now what do you call it? Oh, I can't think of that word. Oh, to shut off.
Like
Like
a
a screen, but there was
Yeah.
a certain name, I can't think
Is
of
it like a baize door or something?
something like that.
Yes.
Couldn't see anything, you see, till I got nearly in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, and I saw this head, like an old man's grey head. And there was a pair of trousers hung over my bed and 2 pairs of, old pair of boots. I shot out, I got to the bottom of those old stairs and I screamed my head off. And the butler came, he used to call me Fanny sometimes because he said I was just like my Aunt Fanny, which I detested him calling me that.
Yes.
He said, what on earth's the matter? Oh, I said, there's someone in my bed. Well, it was a wonder I hadn't fallen down the stairs.
Yes. Yes.
So he said, come on. He put his arm around me. He said, I know who it is. Didn't he give her a dressing down? He said, if that girl had had a weak heart, she
Yeah.
could have had a
Yeah.
heart
Or
attack.
even falling down and breaking your leg.
And
But it's quite funny in the telling,
Oh, yeah.
isn't it? But
Then she-
terrible then.
she played a trick on the
But what had
house.
she done? She'd put the dog into your
Yes.
bed and told him to stay
Yes,
dead.
and he stayed there. And
Isn't that
I could,
amazing?
it was just his head. I couldn't see his eyes
Yes.
or anything.
And his curly grey hair.
Oh my goodness. Scared the life out of me.
Yes.
And then she played the trick on the under-housemaid.
Yeah.
The under-housemaid, it was her duty, see, to draw the curtains and do things like that and tidy the... Well, what she did was just put the pair of boots just showing through these long curtains.
Yes.
Scared her. And then she was naughty. We were left in charge to, when they went away for 6 weeks abroad,
Yes.
she left us young girls
Yeah.
in charge of the elderly ones. Well, myself, and Kathleen Cross.
Well, wait a minute, what elderly ones?
The housemaid or the housemaid or the parlour maid, anything
Okay.
like that, you see.
So they were in charge of you?
That was right, and they had to take their holidays. There had to be one at home all the time.
Yes, keep an eye on things.
Well, Lily Simpson was the one that I was under, and
Yeah.
Kathleen Cross was under her.
Yes.
Well, we thought it was nice if we were allowed out, even for half an hour, you know, because we thought, well, there's other girls have got all freedom, we're stuffed in here, though we enjoyed the life.
Yeah.
Well, this particular year, she, this particular day, she said, now when you finish your job, she said, that was in the evening, would you like to go out for a walk or go to your mother's, she said, for a couple of hours. So Kathleen said, well, I can cycle to Bryson, and of course I was pleased to go and see my mum, because I wasn't courting then.
Yeah.
So I went home and came back. We hadn't been indoors very long. We had a bit of supper, and this girl said, now she said, I'm going out, she said, for a little while, but she said, I won't be too late. But don't bother to sit up, go to bed. Well, in those days you didn't have any fear of anything breaking in or
No.
anything like it is
No.
today. So we went to bed, and of course we were there chatting and doing about it. I said, well, she's late. And it seemed as if we couldn't go to sleep.
Yes.
All of a sudden, the door opened and this light.
Oh.
Well, that scared us.
Yes.
And she said, oh, I'm sorry. She said, I should have used the front stairs. She said, I don't know what yarn she pitched into us. But I know we had a little chat about it. And I said, well, we didn't like it, I said, I didn't like it. Did you, Kathleen? She said, no. But funny enough, the next day she went off, Kathleen, and I was left on my own.
Yes.
Well, you'll laugh when I tell you this. The same thing, she let me go out, came in, she stayed a bit later, and she said, you don't mind if I go out, do you? I said, no. I said, as long as you're not too late, because I said, I'm on my own.
Yeah.
Well, you might not believe it, that was 3 o'clock in the morning. And how I knew what she was doing and where she'd been. Lay there, thought I was too frightened to get up to go to the lodge to call Mrs. Temple.
Yes.
Because I didn't know anything had happened to her, you see.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I thought, well, I don't know. God gave me strength.
Yes.
I got out. Opened the door. And I switched the light on quick, and do you know what she'd done? She'd got into bed with all her clothes on, and I switched it off. She'd got her shoes. I said, right. I said, do you wait till I see my mum? I said, I've been petrified.
Yes.
I didn't know the time
Yes.
till the next morning the butcher came, Mr. Kimber.
Yes. Yes.
And he was my mother's butcher.
Yes.
What were you doing? He said, along the Clownfield Road, he said this morning. I said, I wasn't along the Clownfield Road, Reg. I said, what time? 3 o'clock. He said, you wait. He said, I should tell your mother. Oh, I said, Reg, don't. I said, it wasn't me. I said, it must have been Lil. I said, it was ever so late when she came in. And I told him what I'd done. Well, he said, it was Lil.
Yes.
He said, I should tell your mother, Mum.
Was she courting?
Yes, she was.
Yes.
She was courting.
It's a funny thing, we don't even use that word now, do we?
No.
We don't say so-and-so
No.
about courting, do we?
But she had the sack over it.
Did she really?
Yes.
Because she shouldn't have left you on your
my
own.
my mother came over and saw Mrs. Colville.
Yes.
Yes, she did.
Yes. She
And
should have
she's-
been more responsible, shouldn't she?
Yes, because I was nervous.
Yeah.
I always have been.
Yes.
I've never liked being left in the house long on my own.
Yes.
Now I'm on my own. Well, I have been on a tablet, but I've sort of built myself up now. I've got to do it.
Yes.
I lost my husband in January.
Oh, that's not very long ago, you see.
No, it isn't
It
very
takes
long.
some getting used
Dr.
to, doesn't it?
Mackenzie, do you know Dr.
Yes, I do.
Well, he is my doctor.
Is he? Yes.
And he was very good,
Mm.
very good. So he put me on a tablet, but I came off it
Mm.
because I thought, well, it's no good keep
No, you're
and
right.
I am
You're okay.
sort of being brave, and I
Yeah.
read quite a lot of
Yeah.
Catherine Coxon's books.
Do you? Yes.
Yes.
Lovely. Lovely.
So,
But do you have a dog or a cat?
no, I don't like cats.
Do you like dogs?
No, not much.
Oh, well, because I find having a dog.
I'm
is-
not
is
animal
great
lover.
company.
Don't think I'm unkind.
No, I'm sure you're not. No, but you don't want one.
No,
Because sometimes that's good company.
I'm going off the rail about what we are talking about now.
Yeah.
But before I forget, I'll tell you why I don't like cats.
Yes.
Because a girlfriend of mine, well, I thought she was a girlfriend, but she was a bully to me in the finish.
Yes.
One day we made plans to go alleyway,
Yes.
and I was stood in the road and she got a doll's plum. And without any warning, she said, "Where are we going?" I said, "I don't mind." I said, "We go for a walk this way," which we did. We went down towards home, and before we started, she got this plum near to me, and she got, oh, this great big cat, mother cat, and she put on the back of me, and the 4 kittens, and there was me stood in the middle of the road screaming, because she knew I didn't like cats.
Ah. Yes.
Oh, and it gave me a fit, and you know, I
Still
can't
bear
bear
it.
cat.
Well, I can see you're shuddering now.
Yeah.
The memory of it.
Horrible.
Yes.
And she just stood there and laughed, and that finished my walk. I said,
Yeah.
"I'm not going for a walk with you." I said, "I'm going home,"
Yes.
which I did.
Yes.
But now, what about this other? Where we got to?
Well, we got to, in your day, we got to clearing up the lunch. I don't know if, did you have to get tea for them? Or was that the cook's job?
Oh no, that wasn't a cook's job.
Yes.
She just, I got the cakes and all out,
Yes.
but that was the parlour maid.
Yes. What was your title? What were you called? A maid or a maid of all work?
Oh,
or
just a maid.
just a maid?
Yes,
Yes.
kitchen
The
maid
kitchen maid.
and cook.
Yes.
Parlour maid, butler.
And you didn't move up and become the cook because you got married?
Yes, I got married.
Yes.
Yes.
And
yes.
was that normal that people stopped working when they got married?
Well, funny enough, yes. And then during the war, I went back.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yes.
Because they were short of staff.
And
then.
you know, I'm sorry. I told. I think I told. Yes, I did. Tell Mary Louise. She gave me a lovely character, and I left.
Did she? Yes.
Kept it for years,
Did you?
and I don't know what happened to it. Yes.
If you find that, I'd love that for the museum.
Yes,
because-
I wish I could find it. I don't
Yeah.
think I ever will, because I
No.
know I've changed. You see, I've moved.
Yes, that's when things get lost, isn't it?
Yeah, but I know she said I was honest, and
Yeah.
I was always on time,
Yes.
and trustworthy.
Yeah.
I was.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
always brought up that way.
Yes.
My father, you see, was in the Navy, and we had strict bringing up.
Yes.
So,
Do you remember much about Bampton in the wartime?
well, I was going to tell you, in the wartime, she came to me during
Yeah.
the war, and I don't know, I suppose one of the cooks must have been left, or something had happened, and she hadn't got a cook. And she asked me if I would like to take, which I did. I had Brian then, my son,
Yes.
and I used to cycle about half a mile to Coat, leave him there,
Yeah.
and then I used to cycle back
Yeah.
and come here. And it was the very time when I saw a plane.
Yeah.
I was got what we call the halfway tree cycling,
Yeah.
and a Wellington fell down on the road. And as I got nearer Bampton, I could see the plane all fire.
It was on the road.
Yes, and by the time I got to Weald Manor,
Yes.
it was Mrs. Colville's sister-in-law. It was Mrs. Colville's sister-in-law, I
Yeah.
think it was.
Yeah.
She was a nurse,
Yeah.
and she was running out. She said, "I can't stop."
Yeah.
And by the time she got there, she couldn't do any good. The plane had fallen down just past my sister's, old Mrs. Hunt, was my
Yeah.
sister-in-law's mother. Just across the field, it nearly smashed on the cottage. And all the crew
Was that
killed.
Mrs. Hunt who lived in Weald? Or was that another Mrs. Hunt?
Old Mrs. No, I think there was 2 Mrs. Hunts, but this was old Mrs. Hunt and Mr. Hunt. Now, what was his surname? You might be thinking of a Mrs. Hunt. Was she bent? This was a dear little old lady, Mrs. Hunt.
Was it in Weald?
Yes.
Yes. Then I think, and there's...
Lived in 2 cottages they were.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
I know. I've got photographs of her.
Yes, yes. Well, that was my sister's mother-in-law.
Was it?
Yes. I think they used to call him Tinker Hunt, the old man.
Did they? I've never heard that.
I'm not sure he wasn't a tinker.
No.
That was his
But everybody
nickname.
had nicknames then,
Yes,
didn't
that's
they?
right, yes.
Well, one of their children was the mother of Ted Dixie in Bampton.
Well, yes, that's
Yes?
right, you've got it.
Right. Because I've been talking to him recently.
Oh, what's her name? What was her name? Beginning with M.
Was it Brenda?
Brenda, Auntie Brenda, that's
Right.
right. Because Joan Pierce,
Yes, they're related.
she's my niece.
Bampton is so interrelated,
Yes,
isn't it?
she's my niece.
Yes. Well, that's an extraordinary story about the crash of the aeroplane.
Yes, yes. I remember us just by the halfway through, I was cycling on. I thought that plane's making a funny noise. And this Wellington fell
Yes.
down. Out of the
Yes.
plane.
Quite a shock in Bampton.
It was.
Yes, be a terrible shock.
Yes.
Yes. Can you remember the land girls in Bampton?
The land,
The land girls, the land army.
not very much.
No.
Oh, there was a Land Army girl in Aston,
Yes.
Ruth Ely.
Yes. Don't know the name.
No.
No.
No, I don't remember
No.
the Land Army girls.
Can you remember the black Americans who?
Oh yes, because my sister, you see, fell. She had the daughter, don't you? Do you remember Rose Hunt? She had a girl, Susan. She's a lovely girl now. She's married. She married well up.
Did she?
And her daughter passed, and she was at that college where that girl was found murdered under the...
Oh.
What was that college name now in Oxford? Oh dear.
I don't remember the story.
Oh, she was a lovely girl, Susan.
Yes.
And her husband was working for the government.
Oh, right.
But she's retired. She hasn't retired. She's in hospital. She lives in Surrey now.
Yes.
But her husband's retired.
Yes.
She had a lovely girl.
Did she? But
was-
she never married the father.
No,
No.
it really it upset my father.
Did it?
Yes, it did. Upset my father.
Did that happen a few times in Bampton?
Yes, there was Rose and Beckett.
Oh, one of the Beckinsales,
And
yes.
Curtis, I think.
Yes. Because I can remember there was some very nice looking Curtis boys. Kenny Curtis was
Yes,
a very
and there
nice
was one at Clanfield.
Was there?
Yeah, but Susan, she was a lovely looking girl.
Yes.
And she has turned out a beautiful, she was educated.
Yes.
She was really. I should think her father was an educated man.
Yes.
And I tell you, her daughter's lovely.
Yes.
Lovely
Good.
girl she
Good.
is,
I'm
yeah.
glad it turned
Yes.
out well because it
Lovely
must have been a
girl.
difficult start.
Yes, it
mustn't
was a difficult time with us.
Yes. Yes. Any other memories of Bampton in the war?
See, I lived at Aston and
Do you remember the evacuees coming to Bampton? Or did they come to Aston as well?
you see, after, long before the war, I was married, you see. I married in 1939.
Yes. That's the year it broke
In
out, isn't it?
38.
Yes.
And 39 I had Brian, and that was when war broke out.
Yes.
And then, you see, I came back,
Yeah.
and that was when I did a bit of cooking for Mrs. Colville, but I don't remember the evacuees.
No.
We had some evacuees, George Wilter and that in Aston.
Did you? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Were they welcome?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because I know a number of Bampton evacuees have come back to Bampton.
Yes.
Because they've got happy memories of it.
Yes, yes.
Which is very nice. And,
Yes.
Ruth Shergold, who was Ruth
Yes.
Wheeler, said she was thrilled to have, because they had a girl among the evacuees and she just had brothers.
Oh,
so she
yes.
was really happy.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think we should stop there?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you'll be really hungry.
No, it wasn't that. I was thinking about Mary Louise keeping it warm or
I know,
anything.
so
We haven't had